Tech and clips.
Yeah. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new in here, my name is Philip. This is Philiminizzyvlogs. Yes, today I have this video titled She Sang a Demo. It's won an Oscar. The band never recovered. Shout out to the channel behind the track, for this video. So we're about to watch it and then definitely, give my thoughts, my honest thoughts about it, So stick with me till then. Let's watch this.
Welcome back to Behind the Track. Last week we talked about November Rain, a song with a powerful story behind it.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen that episode yet, it's a great follow-up after this one. Today we're diving into another iconic ballad, one that wasn't born in a recording studio or a boardroom.
Okay. You Take My Breath Away from the Top Gun. Wow, Berlin. I think we've already done a reaction to this song. Wow.
But in a garage. This is the story of Take My Breath Away by Berlin. In 1986, the producers of Top Gun, Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, were desperate. They listened to over 300 songs from different composers.
Okay.
None of them felt right. The only thing they had locked in was the instrumental opening theme, the now iconic Top Gun anthem, composed by Harold Faltermeyer. But the emotional centerpiece, still missing.
Yeah.
That's when they called Giorgio Moroder. He'd just won an Oscar for Flashdance What a Feeling, and the studio was eager to replicate that success.
Producer? Whoa.
They hoped he could work the same magic. Moroder quickly came up with 2 tracks. One of them was Danger Zone. But before Kenny Loggins recorded it, the song was offered to Bryan Adams. He turned it down. Why? Because he felt the movie carried a militaristic message he didn't agree with. He wasn't the only one who walked away. The band Toto was also considered, but they dropped out due to contract issues. When it came to Take My Breath Away, Moroder already had the melody.
Okay, he produced it. Giorgio Moroder.
But there was one problem. He had the music, but no lyrics, and his usual lyricists, all unavailable. That's where fate stepped in, through a garage. Tom Whitlock, a young mechanic, had just repaired the brakes on Moroder's Ferrari.
Up pulls a man in a red Ferrari and asked if I could help him with his brakes. And I did, and his name was Giorgio Moroder, and we became fast friends. He started calling me up quite frequently.
They struck up a conversation, and Whitlock casually mentioned that he also wrote lyrics. Moroder, intrigued and out of options, handed him a cassette with 2 demos. One for Danger Zone and the other for Take My Breath Away. Whitlock listened to the tape in his car. The title, Take My Breath Away, was already locked in, so he built the story around that line. 2 days later, he returned with finished lyrics.
Nice.
Now they needed a voice. Moroder first contacted Martha Davis, lead singer of the Motels. She recorded a version, but it was never used. Then he reached out to Terry Nunn, vocalist of Berlin, with whom he'd previously worked. According to John Crawford, bassist and co-founder of Berlin, Terry was only supposed to lay down a placeholder vocal. Giorgio was planning to hire a bigger-name singer later. But once he heard Terry's version, he loved it and decided to keep it. The rest of the band, they had no idea. In fact, none of them had heard the song until the movie premiered. They didn't play on it. They didn't write a word. When Terry heard the track, she knew it was something special, but she felt the vocal delivery needed more emotion. So she made subtle changes, adding phrasing and intensity that brought the song to life.
The melody was kind of stiff, like watching every motion in this foolish lover's game. On this endless ocean, finally lovers know no shame. I was like, I had nothing to lose, so I just sang it the way I wanted to, and I just kind of elongated it a little bit. Watching every motion in this foolish lover's game.
Whoa, she still sounds good.
I just wanted it to be more fluid.
Yeah.
And they loved that.
That's the word.
What he didn't love, take my breath away.
Wow.
You know, I was doing all this little pretty, like, little stuff. You must make it just, take my breath away. Stop. Take my breath away.
Yeah.
The record label pushed to include the song on Berlin's album because they knew the film would be massive. And just like that, Take My Breath Away became a Berlin single, despite being completely disconnected from the band's identity. The producers loved it so much, they added a brand new scene just to let the full song play.
Yeah, so this was added later. This was not in the original version of the movie. The previous scene was, but this is all new. So we found, we had a long enough scene finally to be able to use it and put the lyrics in, because they're always talking.
And when Top Gun premiered, Take My Breath Away became an instant hit. It topped the Billboard Hot 100, reached #1 in the UK, Ireland, the Netherlands, and more. It won the Academy Award and the Golden Globe for Best Original Song in 1986. But behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Terry Nunn didn't attend the Oscars.
Why?
And though Berlin's name was on the credits, the rest of the band felt like passengers in someone else's success story.
When we got the nomination for the song, and the Academy Award people called and said, well, we want you to come sing the song on the show. And I said in my 23-year-old egoed out way, well, I want to sing the whole song. And they said, well, no, we're not doing that. We're doing a medley. You're going to do a verse and a chorus, and then the next song is going to do their verse and chorus, and it'll be a medley of all the nominated songs. And I said, well, I'm not doing it. And they said, okay, thank you. And to this day,
she regrets
I regret it.
Yeah, she regrets it.
I regret it mostly for my mother, because she wanted so much to see that, and then it won.
As the world celebrated the love theme from Top Gun, Berlin was unraveling. The song was forced onto their album, Count 3 and Pray, but its sound was completely different from the rest of their work.
It was a little hard for me because I think my ego was hurt a little bit because Berlin had been struggling finding an identity. I mean, we had reached this point, I had no clue. At that point in time in my life, and as an egotistical musician, it was a lot easier to say, oh, that's commercial garbage, than I suck, I can't do that.
They toured Europe with Frankie Goes to Hollywood, a bright spot in an otherwise complicated time. But it wasn't enough to hold them together.
It's legendary now, but that's one of the nails in the coffin that happened for the band. It was a catch-22, Take My Breath Away, because it was #1, but at the same time, we were already having problems in the band, and this was like, oh my God, half the band was, oh, we're gonna have to play this for the rest of our lives now, because it's the biggest song we've ever had. Damn it. And the other half, which I was in, was, yeah, it's a great song, and now we get to go to China, and we get to go to Europe, and this is great. And so it pushed us even further apart. And I would have to say that Take My Breath Away was one of the decisive factors in the breakup of Berlin, as well as in one of the greatest successes of Berlin. So it's really strange, isn't it?
Terry Nunn, however, continued performing the song. The song that took them to the top was also the one that marked their farewell. Today, it's hard to imagine Top Gun without Take My Breath Away. The track won an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and became one of the most iconic songs of the decade. But for the band behind the name, it's a reminder that success can sometimes come at a personal cost. And that not every hit is a victory. If you love discovering the stories behind the music, hit subscribe. And if you haven't seen our November Rain episode yet, it's waiting for you. This was Behind the Track.
Wow, guys, shout outs to the Behind the Track channel, for putting this out. I didn't know all this, because like I said, I've already reacted to the song on the channel, and I mean, this song happens to be one of my favorite, I think 80s, songs, but the story behind it is rather unfortunate, if you ask me. I mean, this story really hit me, in an unexpected way. I mean, Take My Breath Away is such an iconic, 80s ballad, and hearing it hearing that, it started as a simple demo sung by a session singer, really sheds new light on how, songs can take on a life of his own. I was genuinely surprised that the producers ended up using this demo instead of the band's lead singer. I mean, that must have been tough for the band members, especially since the song went on to win the Oscar for Best Original Song. Usually that kind of success brings a band together. But here it seems like it actually tore Berlin apart, and that is so unfortunate. I mean, this video absolutely did a great job explaining the behind the scenes tension and how the sudden fame put pressure on the band. It's almost tragic. This song gave them huge recognition. But it came at the cost of their unity and future. As a band. What stood out to me was how this highlights the sometimes harsh reality of the music industry. Talent and success don't always mean harmony and longevity. The business side and creative control can really affect the artist personally and professionally. Musically, Take My Breath Away. You take my breath away. Take My Breath Away is definitely timeless piece, and the haunting demo vocals definitely adds this raw vulnerability you don't always get in polished final version. It definitely makes me wonder how many other hit songs out there have similar hidden stories. Wow. Anyway, overall, this video was super insightful. As a fan of music, history, and stories behind the hits, this definitely gave me a new appreciation for the song, and also a bit of sadness of what the band went through. Definitely a reminder that behind every hit there's often a complicated human story. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts from your perspective. Let me know if you want me to do more videos such as this on the channel. I will definitely be here. I will definitely be happy to watch these videos and give my thoughts about it. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Shout out to Behind the Track for this video. More of such content on the way, so stay tuned. My name is Philip, and also the next video creator. Take care. Stay safe. Peace out.